Today is Thursday, December 31st, 2020, at 1:30 in the afternoon on a sunny day. Uh, wasn't sure if it was going to be sunny today. We had a pretty big rainstorm come through yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday. And quite a bit of rain fell. We'll go look at the. I'm looking over at the rain gauge, and it looks like maybe about an inch, but we'll walk over there. I had actually made a video a couple days ago, but I ended up not posting it because I was hoping to have, and I say it like this, where we could see what the bees are up to. And today's actually nicer in terms of like warm weather than it was the other day. And it's also later in the day, so there are more bees out and about. So let's just do a quick visual inspection, talk a little bit about the winter so far, and plans for next year. We are here in the main part of the yard. We've got this hive here, these three boxes, 2 entrances in the top and in the bottom. I ended up closing that one and that one completely so they can move the air from that entrance to that one, and they use both, as clearly you can see. Doing just fine as far as I can tell, bringing in pollen, and they've been active all winter on the sunny days. And I guess this new equipment that I got, this better telescoping hive cover, really helped, because I was having bad problems with moisture the past few years, and these boxes look pretty dry and nice compared to what was going on last year. It's still early in winter. We've got rain in the forecast for the next like 10 days, or at least really elevated possibility of rain. So, and January is the wettest and the coldest month of the winter usually. So we'll see what happens. But so far so good with this hive. And in a similar story, this hive is also doing quite well. This one, let's see. Yeah, they still got this one. This one's open for them, so they can move the air from there, and that's their entrance there. And they've been bringing in pollen all winter. I'm seeing bees going in with pollen now, actually. They're probably having a harder time finding it because it's been raining, but I still see some. And then this one is the interesting one. This one, because clearly there are bees coming in and out of there, and I thought this hive was dead, but I've actually seen bees go in there with pollen as well. So same deal. They've got this main entrance, and then they've got this far one here is open to the airflow. This setup in general has worked fairly well. A little haphazard because I've got this plastic on this thing here, and don't really like the plastic. It's messy, looks ugly. Bees have been getting caught in it. Like there's a whole bunch of dead bees in here. I don't know how that happens. Like I can see there's a bee crawling around there now. I don't know if it's in between the layers or on the outside. I don't know. Point is, I don't like the plastic, but it's keeping the top of the hive dry, and that's really what matters. I'm hoping next year to make a telescoping cover for this long laying, or some kind of different cover solution, whatever you want to call it, because just having the plywood on here is not gonna work in the long term. But in the short term, getting through this winter, I think it'll be fine. It is double layered, so that like it's like folded over itself. So even though there's water, like this is just standing water, even though there's water on it, the actual cover is dry. At least so far. I hope it stays that way. But I'll keep an eye on it. But so far so good. I've used this plastic on a long laying, my old long laying before, and it kept it dry, and the bees came through just fine. But we'll see. Anyway, let's move on over to the other hive over there, and we'll take a quick look at the rain gauge, see what we got this past storm. So, about half an inch. So, half an inch of rain from just yesterday. The winter so far overall has been mild. Seems to be average rainfall so far, maybe slightly below average. I don't know for sure because I haven't looked at the data yet. The data won't be released until I think Monday anyway for December. Okay. So we have two hives here, this one and this one. This one is alive, this one is not. There are tons of dead bees on this flashing here. Like, there's like a big pile of them here. Like, they're all in this pipe. It's all nasty. Like, all over there. Like, just tons of them all over the place. There were also a ton on the patio over there, but they've mostly been washed off by the rain. And they're all from this hive, so this hive is now dead. So what these bees have been going in there and just stealing stuff, taking all the honey. That's fine. I don't care. This is only a 10-frame nuke, so they don't have tons of resources like the other hives do. So I don't mind if they're taking stuff. But this hive has also been quite active throughout the winter. I'm seeing bees going in there with pollen right now with orange. I see some orange pollen and I see yellow pollen. I've also seen kind of this gray looking pollen. And I don't know where they're finding any of this stuff, to be honest. But there's always something for them to find in the wintertime here. It's very, very mild, just rains. Every once in a while we'll get a hailstorm or a very rare dusting of snow, but mainly it's just rain. And temperatures in like, even the coldest the coldest ever recorded temperature in Eureka was in the 20s, so it doesn't get super, super cold here. So yeah, these bees will be flying through the rest of the winter, and then once February-ish rolls around, they'll be on the up, because daffodils start coming in, the dandelions all start coming in February, and then the fruit trees all start to bloom in like March. So, and then the rest of the main nectar flow is the blackberry, and the blackberry main flow is in May and June. So everything kind of starts winding up in February and then peaks in June. There's some late trees in June as well, May and June, and then tapers off pretty quickly in July once the rain stops. By August it's getting pretty gnarly, and then by September we're full on dearth, and robbing is a big issue, which is why we closed up shop in September last year. But anyway, that's just our quick winter update. You can see they're really going to town in there, taking everything. I figure I'm going to either leave this hive here, or I'm going to move it up there or over there. I'm kind of leaning towards over there because I've caught 2 swarms in that location already, and it seems to be a good spot away from all the other main hives, and it's still easy to move throughout my yard without losing too many bees to drift and whatnot. So I'm kind of leaning towards moving it back over there in the springtime. For now, it's fine. I'll just leave it here. They'll keep at it until there's nothing left, and even then they'll probably still keep going at it because they get hungry. Plans for next year, Let's go back into the yard so we can hang out by the main hives. Plans for next year. I already talked about making a telescoping cover for this guy. That'll be one thing I want to do before the rains come again. I'll be done with school by then, and I'll have more time to fiddle with this kind of project to get something knocked out in a weekend. And then we'll be making probably some walkaway splits in April. That's a good time. Probably either the first inspection that I do or the second inspection that I do, I'll make some walkaway splits. If all goes well, I'll just be able to split up the long length, just insert the divider, just boop, 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 and just make a bunch of splits that way. Or just take the queen out of these hives and let them make a bunch of queen cells and then split them up that way. I haven't decided yet. Either's an option and either one's good. Maybe I'll do both. I've got plenty of resources if all goes well. I'll have plenty of resources to experiment a little bit, and that would be awesome. Because, as I remember, started the year with just a single hive that made it through the winter, and I believe that single hive that made it through is actually now dead. I don't know. I have to go through all the footage and categorize it, and that's a big project. I don't really want to do that right now. Maybe not till I'm done with school and actually get some data. Anyway, point is I'm not doing it right now. But anyway, started with one hive, made one walkaway split, and then caught a swarm, and then made some more splits, and we ended up with 5 going into winter. And now we are in winter. It's not quite midwinter yet. Midwinter is January. We will hopefully be coming out of winter with 4, if all goes well. 3, if this one here that I'm not sure about doesn't make it. But if these 3 strong ones make it, oh, that would be awesome. Because then I could split everybody up at least once, get straight to 6 in a second, and then do a bunch of grafting and try my hand at grafting again in May. Try to get some more splits and then sell some stuff. I was thinking I could sell 5 frame deep nuke with the box, wooden box, for about $250. $250 is what I'm thinking. Well, we'll see if I have any takers, or if that works out. It all kind of depends on what happens. But that's kind of the plan for now, is to just continue doing nothing until I do my first inspection, which will be, depending on the weather, either late March or very early April. I think the first inspection this year was on April 6th or the 9th or something like that. At a minimum, I'm going to wait until the spring solstice, and that's March 20th or 21st, something like that. And then I won't go into the hives before then. So yeah, it's a pretty short beekeeping season. It's only like, what, 6 months, 7 months maybe. Some people around here might go a little bit longer than that. They'll like look in their hives in September and October and stuff, but it's just there's really nothing to do at that point. If you haven't already got them ready for winter, maybe you're feeding them, but I don't feed. I don't do treatments. So by the end of September, there's really nothing for me to do because all the flowers are gone and we're in a dearth. And like I said, there's robbing is an issue, and I just don't want to deal with all that nonsense. So get them up, put away, and just kind of wait around and watch them throughout the winter and start all over in spring. That's my routine. And everything I've done this year, I did it all on camera. That's just how I keep bees. I made some mistakes, learned some things, tried some new things. Gonna try again with the grafting. That was I had one cell, if I remember right, and got 1, which is better than last year when I got 0. So start with 1, and we'll see what happens. I'll have to review the grafting footage to see what I did wrong. I seem to remember not putting enough bees into the cell builder hive. I think I forgot to shake out some frames and stuff. That was probably a major error. But I think also I just need to practice grafting. But anyway, that's it for 2020, and we'll see you in 2021.